Ladies, gents and teddy bears, Ted and I travel back in time once more to a place for some may have never heard of Steeple Morden, a place that was once home to an OTU training airmen on the Wellington bomber and the home to the legendary Steeple Morden strafers, the 355th Fighter Group. RAF Steeple Morden was built a year after the Second World War in 1940 and functioned as a satellite training station for RAF Bassingbourn. The first to use the airfield was number 11 OTU, Operational Training Unit. Now, an OTU is like today's OCU, Operational Conversion Unit, who train airmen on a particular aircraft, like 29 OCU at Coningsby or 207 Squadron at RAF Marham. 11 OTU operated the Vickers Wellington bomber, a twin-engine bomber which flew throughout the Second World War, with over 11,400 of them being made in 16 different variants, and a world record-breaking assembly in 1943 of just 23 hours and 50 minutes to assemble the Wellington bomber. They even flew it the next day. In fact, the Wellington was being built at a rate of 28 per week. Number 3 Coastal OTU also operated here at Steeple Morden. In 1942, Steeple Morden was to host the United States Army Air Force and to become a photographic reconnaissance station with the 5th and the 12th Photo Reconnaissance Squadrons, along with the 15th Photographic Mapping Squadron of the 3rd Photographic Group. By this time, the station was upgraded to Class A hardened runways. This is the triangular configuration of 3 runways shaped in a letter A. This was suitable for heavier aircraft such as bombers and offered not only 6 directions of travel, but could still operate with a damaged runway should it get damaged or get under attack. During the stay of the 3rd Photographic Reconnaissance Group, Lieutenant Colonel Elliott Roosevelt, son of Franklin D. Roosevelt, served as a commander and also flew the F-4 Lightning, which was a modified photo reconnaissance version of the P-38 Lightning. By the end of November 1942, the station was back in Royal Air Force Command, and 17 operational training units were here operating the Bristol Blenheims. In July 1943, the United States Army Air Force returned to Steeple Morden and designated it as Station 122. The first commander of the 355th Fighter Group was Lieutenant Colonel William J. Cummings, commanding the 355th Fighter Group HQ. The squadrons of the Fighter Group were the 354th Fighter Squadron, nicknamed the Bulldogs, the 357th Fighter Squadron, the Dragons, and the 358th Fighter Squadron, the Angels. The group was under the command of the 65th Fighter Wing of the 8th Fighter Command. They arrived with the tank of the skies, the Republic P-47D Thunderbolt, and later converted to the P-51B Mustang. The 355th flew its first combat mission, which was a fighter sweep over Belgium on the 14th of September 1943. Now, many of the 8th Air Force fighter groups were to serve as escorts for the B-17 Fortresses and B-24 Liberators. Being part of the 2nd Air Division, their bombers had letters in circles and predominantly flew B-24 Liberators, which consisted of the 2nd, 14th, 20th, 95th and 96th bomb wings, which consisted of a total of 15 bomb groups which had their own bomb squadrons, usually 4 in each group. Escorting bombers were for the bombers' protection against enemy fighters, but if engaged into aerial combat to defend the bombers, it was crucial for the escorting fighters to release their drop tanks. This made them lighter, so became more manoeuvrable, and drop tanks could explode if they got hit. Eventually, the bomber stream would then go on to their targets, which could be to attack industrial targets, aircraft plants, marshalling yards or oil refineries. The 355th Fighter Group also flew their own combat missions attacking targets, fighter sweeps and strafing aircraft at enemy airfields. Born in 1923 in Dallas, Texas, a man named Henry William Brown had his sights on becoming a pilot and joined the United States Air Corps. Joining the reserves at just 18 years old, graduated as a flight officer in March 1943. In November 1943, Brown was allocated to the 354th Fighter Squadron of the 355th Fighter Group. He was to become a legend here at Steeple Morden. While flying the P-47, he scored his first 4 ground kills before transitioning to the P-51B and P-51D Mustang, which were named the Hun Hunter Texas, with markings WRZ. He was the highest scoring ace of the 355th Fighter Group. On the 8th of March 1944, Brown was on an escort mission to Berlin and engaged in aerial combat, destroying 3 Ju-88s and a shared Bf-110. He strafed the airfield at Hosopa and was earning records for the 8th Air Force. During a mission, Brown spotted a formation of Bf-109s which were directly heading for 2 P-51s on their tail. Brown, low on ammo, well, he decided to intercept the formation to break it up, saving the P-51s. He became the Mighty 8's second most decorated pilot in April 1944. On the 5th of April 1944, during heavy bursts of snow, low visibility and brutal winds, the 355th Fighter Group bombed and strafed German airfields, a mission for which the group was awarded a DUC, a Distinguished Unit Citation, for destroying the airfields in such harsh conditions. The group destroyed many aircraft on the ground, earning the group their nickname, the Steeple Morden Strafers. On D-Day, 6th of June 1944, the 355th provided fighter cover for the Allies and hit transportation facilities to cut off enemy supplies. Further into the Normandy campaign, they hit fuel dumps, locomotives and other targets in support of ground forces during the breakthrough to St. Lo in July 1944. After returning back from leave in August 1944, Brown was promoted to captain and carried on destroying aircraft on the ground, a total of 8 and 7 aerial victories, but on the 3rd of October 1944, Brown was shot down by flak in Nordingen Aerodrome. Major Charles Lendfest, CO of the 354 Fighter Squadron, made an attempt to rescue Brown, a bit like the scene out of Maverick, but things got problematic as his P-51 got stuck in boggy, soggy ground and were both captured. Brown was a prisoner of war until the end of the war, while Lendfest successfully escaped in April 1945. Brown finished the war with 14.2 aerial victories and destroying 14.5 aircraft on the ground. Brown was even at Lakenheath as a commander of the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing in 1969 as colonel. The group flew over 17,000 sorties and achieved 865 aerial victories. This wonderful Portland stone monument stands as a reminder for all those brave men that served here. Steeple Morden was also home to the 2nd Scouting Force. This group of brave pilots flew ahead of the bombers and radioed back weather information, flak status and enemy aircraft positions. This saved many lives and thousands of bomber crews as well. The 2nd Scouting Force flew both the P-47 Thunderbolt and the P-51 Mustang and was formed here at RAF Steeple Morden, activating on the 26th of September 1944. It was assigned as a flight and attached to the 65th Fighter Wing, the 355th Fighter Group. Now, the unit's pilots were assigned from several different fighter units and successfully finished with 136 missions, with their last combat mission flown on the 21st of April 1945. It is evident that during their stay, the 355th formed a great bond and relationship with the communities of both Steeple Morden and Litlington. Replacing the 355th were the 4th Fighter Group in July 1945, who were based at Steeple Morden only until November 1945. The base finally closed in September 1946 and was left abandoned ever since. Only the dust in the wind can whisper the stories of the brave men that once served here at Station 122.